Hello, toy friends. Welcome back. I'm Will. This is the 1A team. And with me today is my buddy, Mr. Jim Largo. Jim, how are you?
Hey, I'm swell. I'm just waiting for the swelling to go down.
All right. And today we have a very special guest. We've had him on our Infinite Playlist show before, but never on the 1A team. So I'm really happy to introduce Roberto from Robert's Infinite Realms. Robert, how are you?
I am fair to partly cloudy. How about you?
Good. Really glad to have you today. And glad to have everyone that's showed up in chat. Wow. We got Jeff Morris, Strike Force Alpha coming in strong. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Justin, how are you, Justin? Saying he's running out of toys, Space Force toys, and loving it. Can't wait for today's show. Yeah, aren't we all? That's a big issue. Scott's here. Scott, how are you? He's also buried into boxes, so that's good. Jim Largo's here. Well, hi. How you doing? And so is Will. And so is Epic Badger with a woo. And Roll Keeper, how's it going, buddy? And Boba Hicks, how are you? He read about the stream on the dark web. Oh no, what's going on there? Robert's Infinite Realms is here. So it's really nice to see and hear from him. So that's great. Ian Sweeney in the house. Nolan,
we have an international cast of hooligans in the chat. That's groovy.
Nice.
Fat Red Foo can't stay long. Left a like and watched the replay tonight. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, he was being a night owl last night. He probably needs a nap.
Was he? Yeah, Gojitron 1A team unite. I'll form the left foot. You know what? That's funny. I always on the vehicle Voltron, because on the line bots he would say I'll form the head or whatever, and then on the robot one or the vehicle one he was like I'll form the torso, and I was always like that's just not like the coolest.
It doesn't have the same ring to it.
It doesn't have the same ring. Left a like. Will can't stay long. Same message for Largo. Oh yeah, we are simulcasting on both streams. Right. So yeah, that's right. TJC, what's happening? Yeah, torso versus body. That's correct. Yeah, I never liked the ring of I'll form the torso. I don't know. It just seemed.
I had actually forgotten that.
Yeah, but we have a pretty cool show today. So let's get into it. We are going to talk about some stuff today. So today we've got our member shout outs as always. If you'd like to be a channel member, you could join somewhere below there. And then also you could head over to Patreon if you want to support us. That'd be really cool, but not necessary. We have a cool custom creator I want to highlight today, and I'd like to talk about. And then we have an O-Ring update. And our O-Ring update today will be on Strike Force Alpha, which has launched. So that's a really exciting time. A little Delta 17 noise, and then news. And then continuing my 118 scale toy year part 2. So we did part 1 last week, and we'll finish up the year with just some of my favorite 118 scale finds of the year. It's not an all-inclusive list, but just some things that popped out that I had fun with.
Hey, Beta Ray.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Happy holidays indeed. It's snowing on the 1/8 team. I like your background.
Yes. So thank you to our Patreon and channel members. Mike McLaughlin. That's my brother, by the way. Thanks, buddy. Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, Roll Keeper, and Justin Warrior. Thank you so much,
Very
guys.
cool.
I really appreciate you.
And with Justin, he's one that just, kind of randomly found us and found a place to get in where he fit in, and he's been having a good time. So great to see him hanging out with us. Yeah.
Love having him here. And cool custom creator. So there's a guy, I've brought him up on the show before. It's Vivid Motion Customs. He's doing this thing over on Instagram. So go find him on Instagram, Vivid Motion. There's a link in the description below. But he does a thing where every year he does an advent calendar with kind of wacky Star Wars creations. And what he does is each day he posts a new one, and he has that file up for free over on Colts 3D. So if you're into 3D printing and you're into Star Wars, you'll like some of these creations he's made. And you can see some of the some of them right there below, where he's got the little Christmas light bulb R2D2.
Nice.
The
I like it.
what is that? Anyway, they're great. They're really fun.
Yeah.
He's doing an awesome job. I've been following him ever since, and I know we're like 10 days into this, so yeah, you're probably there's like 10 designs. I should have got on this earlier, but you've got, you've got Darth on a I forget what the rhyme is. It's Darth Vader on the something. I forget. I suck. But there's the gingerbread Han Solo, the Jawas, the BB-8 snowman, the R2 dreidel, which is really cool for our Hanukkah celebrators. Yeah. Then you've got the little Christmas, the Santa's mailbox droid. Just a lot of fun stuff. And he comes up with a new design. He must design plan these out way in advance, but every day he puts one up and it's free for that day. After that, he charges it, and his fees are not very high. He only charges a couple dollars for each of these models. And, you'd have to print them up and make them. But just such a really creative and cool guy who's having fun. And I really wanted to just highlight him. He did ones back for Halloween and also for Thanksgiving. You could see that Shrek Gamorrean guard is hilarious. The RoboCop, C-3PO, and R2-D2. He just has a lot of fun with these, man. And you could tell the guy's just having a blast. And, I am too.
My only caveat is instead of Elf on the Shelf, it should be Vader on a tater. Should have put him on a potato.
Yeah, I forget. Oh God, you know what? I should look it up.
I don't know what he's on.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me. It's just because we're live. I can't think of it because I knew it obviously before this. What the heck is it? All right,
I'm sure it's clever.
It's very clever. It's geez.
I love it.
What is wrong with me? So yeah. Anyway, real fun guy. If you want to go support him, there's a link down in the description below. If you're into 3D printing, this is a lot of fun. If you plan on 3D printing anytime in the future, log in once a day, download the file, and, have some fun with these. I don't have the tab up anymore. Oh, what's that?
Oh, Boba Hicks.
Vader on James Vader.
That's a deep cut.
That's a good one.
I'm going to be beating myself up all day for not thinking of that one. But the other big news in the 1/18 scale world is Strike Force Alpha. This is a new O-ring line. And Luke and Daisy Dukes. No, don't do that one. No, please don't.
No.
And I want to say that so for Kickstarters, this Kickstarter's from 2020. It's just launched. Kickstarter participants or supporters are getting their packages in, and one of those is a good friend, Mr. M Vargo 97, really awesome guy. He does a ton of great Action Force and 1/12 scale reviews as well. But yeah, he's recently started a channel. So if you go over and just check the link in the description below, go subscribe to M Vargo 97. He did a great unboxing and first impressions review of these as he got them in hand. So yeah, I would just love to, if you went over there and checked it out. If you're interested in Strike Force Alpha, that's the first place you should go.
Yeah, it's a great review. He did a good job on it. I appreciated that.
Yeah, so I didn't back this because I missed the Kickstarter. But it kind of hit my radar after the fact, but I've been following it pretty closely ever since I found out about it. So they also are available for pre-order right now on Big Bad Toy Store, and also will be available for, I think, direct buying on the
White Elephant.
A White Elephant, yeah. And
I checked White Elephant today, and they have they've suspended the website because they're putting the new stock up. So it's either going to come up later today or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and just share that real quick and just take a look.
Okay.
And see if it came up. Let's just share the screen. Can you see that? That's the White Elephant.
Yep.
It said,
see the little "sorry, we're closed" sign.
Yeah, it said we'll reopen December 10th. So I thought that would be happening today. It might be a couple more days, but I don't know. I haven't talked to anyone specifically or found out anything, but I think that they probably do better if you buy directly from them. I don't know. If you just want to support
people who
them.
have ordered their what they called Super Joe Unlimited, which is now called Adventure Commando because Hasbro didn't like them using Super Joe. Those are cool too, by the way. That's another segue, but they're really good about getting orders out. They have specials sometimes. So White Elephant, check them out. They have some cool stuff, and they are prominently featuring the new Alpha guys. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, and then and also Big Bad Toy Store has them all up for pre-order, so you can pre-order any of them there. I don't think it matters too much to them. Like I prefer to buy them direct from the maker. But
yes,
it may not make too big a difference, but I'm sure it would help them. So buy them however you like if you're interested in them. I'm gonna wait and see if when the White Elephant page comes up before I'd make my purchases. But
that's fair.
That's just me. So people getting them, and I gotta say they look pretty good. But who are Scorch Earth Initiative? It's Jason Schiermeyer.
Scorch Earth also has a YouTube channel where they talk about the Kickstarter. So I don't think we put that link, but
I don't think
just,
I did. No.
Just type in Scorched Earth, you'll find it, along with some other crazy stuff.
From White Elephant Toys and Matt LaCroix from LaCroix's Toys. They started 2 years ago. Jason focused on the figure design and articulation, while Matt's main focus was sculpting and painting. And they also had a lot of other help along the way. So,
right. And Matt LaCroix is somebody that we've known in the community for a while for doing customs. So he's
I've actually featured some of his sculpts on previous shows. He did the Axel Foley figure. He did those Halloween horror figures in O-Ring. And a bunch of other great stuff. Yeah, just big fans of O-Ring, and really talented guys. So I'm really happy. They even had Bill Merkin from G.I. Joe fame. He sculpted over 100 of the original G.I. Joes, and he's also working on, I believe, on Operation Recall. So he did this guy, but about 90% of the figures were sculpted from Matt LaCroix, who I don't know if this is true, but this character Nomad, I think, is a self-insert. I think that is Matt LaCroix. I think he is Nomad, but that's just my theory, and maybe they could correct me on that if they're not. But yeah, they posted this on their website. This is all the packaging and all the figures laid out there.
Did they say anything about being at Joe Fest? I know we'll see some of the other guys from the O-Ring Renaissance having packages there.
No, for sure, but they've been at all the other Joe Fests, so I would imagine they will be. Yeah. So here they are packing up all the Kickstarters. That was pretty cool. You got all the boxes. Look at that. His whole garage is full of pallets of product.
Nice.
And they're just packing up. That's just got to be one for them. Just an amazing moment, because they've been working on this for almost 3 years now. And who knows how long before they even launched that they were working on it. So this could be a 4 or 5 year journey for them. Finally coming to fruition. So, just congratulations to these guys for getting this out there.
The Kickstarter was what, about 2 years ago that was first
2020. So we're at the end of 2023. So at least 3 years. And here's a nice group shot they posted on their website there, showing all the different characters. And you see, you've got just a wide variety from ninjas to monsters to soldiers and more. I really like that they did the cloth good cloaks and hoods on those characters. Those are really neat. And in Michael's video, he shows that there's actually a button clasp on the neck of those capes. So that's really cool. Cloth goods, totally awesome, totally underrated, and not used enough. They also have a comic. That's cool.
Very cool.
And then one of the biggest kind of innovations to O-Ring figures was they went with this pop and swap technology. This kind of took them a long time to perfect. So all Scorched Earth action figures use the exciting new pop and swap joint system. Simply pop them apart and swap them for some of the other exciting options. So you could swap out all the figures come, off at the forearm. Their heads are on ball joints, so you could pop them off and swap them without, unscrewing the back and taking apart your figure. And then here you could just see a nice picture here with the pop and swap.
Right.
Also the boots. So right below the knees, you could pop and swap there as well.
And some of these will come with alternate heads with each one of the figures. So you can make an alternate figure just doing the pop and swap right out of the package.
Yeah. That's a really cool feature. So,
That is cool.
And that's something that we're seeing with all of these O-Ring Renaissance guys. Alpha is probably the first one out of the gate, but Delta 17 is going to be coming soon. We've got Call Sign Longbow and all these other guys. They didn't just do the same O-rings we had as kids. They're making upgrades to them. They're changing out the construction. They're adding, wrist swivels, and some of them are doing thigh swivel stuff. So these are going to be O-ring plus. They're going to be enhanced.
Which is nice. I think that's really cool. And one of the coolest things, if you want to go over to, and I put a link below, just the Strikeforce Alpha site, is they've got a really nice, let me go over here and just show it to you. Boop. So over here, all the way from October 2020 till now, they've got great updates throughout the time of everything they've been working on.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, in toy design, toy making, and any of that, which I am, it's a really wonderful journey just to read through those blog posts. So if you want to go back now and start at 2020 and just see the production happen, it's fascinating. I think this is great. Here's just a couple of things I took off of their blog that I want to show you, but I don't want to show you everything because there's so much in there, and just reading the blog posts and their journey. But this is an 8-inch 2-up. This is a larger scale figure that they use to put the details before they shrink it down to that 3 3/4 inch size. How cool is this 8-inch 2-up? Look at that. Look at that giant O-ring they put inside them too. That's hilarious.
And this is one of their unique sci-fi guys. He's got that dome helmet because you can switch his face. He's got a good guy face and a bad guy face.
Yeah, I love that feature. That's one of my must-haves. But you can see him next to an O-ring figure there. So just where else do you get this inside look into the production of a toy line? You don't see this everywhere. So it's so cool. So even if you're not into O-rings or buying the figures and you just want to learn about the process and what goes into making an O-ring toy line, this is really cool. So, look, these are some factory scans of Karn and Nomad, and you can see all the, that little X-ray shot. I love that. I'm nerding out over that. That's so cool. The Paint Masters. I love this stuff, man. Right? Isn't it great?
Yeah.
That is
well,
awesome.
And it's good to know how the construction works. So if you want to do customizing, which these are definitely made for, you can do some great customs, knowing how they work together and all the new innovative features.
Yeah, just terrific. This is just a little teaser poster that they did. I think altogether they did this great artwork here of the Lost Squadron facing off against Construct, right? I think that's his name, Construct.
I think
that's the figure that drew me in. I was like, 4 arms, lizard man, whatever he is, alien. I don't know what he is, but it's right up my alley. I love him. And then,
one thing that's the Strikeforce Alpha team has done that I appreciate is the nods to nostalgia. They've got a little bit of hint of Micronauts. They got a little bit of hint of, G.I. Joe from the days of Bullet Man and Mike Power, Atomic Man. But they've also got modern soldiers, and they've got some sci-fi alien creatures that are just their own designs. So it's fun. I like what they're doing.
Yeah. And here's some. And one thing I got to say about these, I like these little kind of preview shots. But I will say, going to M. Vargo's video, when he was holding them in hand and showing them on the camera, I think in this case, and it's not always the case, we'll see digital renders of a toy and then they'll come out or whatever. What size are these? These are 3 3/4 inch O-ring figures.
Right. Now some of the newer ones coming out, like Fresh Monkey, they're more of a 4-inch. These are truer to the O-ring scale, so they're true 3.75.
Yeah, these are all 3.75s. The figures actually look better in hand. So like when he got them, and he was showing them, I think they look better than these preview photos in this case.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the really nice, really cool ones were this Atomic Mike.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that one. That's
based
one
on based on the in that paint job by Matt LaCroix. He designed that. Really cool.
Nice.
What is this? Stacks. Hi, Stacks. How are you? My only real concern with these Skeletron and Call Sign Longbow, etc., is the plastic used. The new G.I. Joe O-rings feel a lot different, not as good as the 80s. Will these be the same as the new Joes? Now, that's not an answer I can give you right away, but I was just talking about this. This is a really good point, and let me I'll pull this down here because this is the Stalker that came out this year with the Bumblebee. And I was saying that the plastic doesn't feel the same. I also have the Zorana, and we also had the Duke and Cobra Commander, the Cobra Officer 2-pack. I have this this figure from the 90s that I got last week that my brother sent me, and yeah, he
it's
feels
one of the
heavier.
Headhunters.
Yeah, the Headhunter, the DEF guys. He feels heavier. His joints feel tighter. This guy's pretty loose, and he's brand new.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Stacks. The newer offerings from Hasbro, they're not using the same quality of plastic. From what we've seen from people like M. Vargo and others that have these in hand, the Call Sign Alpha or the Strike Force Alpha is using a better quality plastic. So those should feel more like your old Joes from the 80s.
So Wilhelm, I have a question on the different.
Yeah, let me get to Man of Action real quick.
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
They're shipping to Kickstarter, investors or whatever now, and they're available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, and soon will be available for direct purchase from the White Elephants website. And there's links to all of those below. Sorry, go ahead, Rob.
Oh no, go ahead. All right, I know when G.I. Joe did the O-rings in the early and mid 2000s. They also used a different plastic, but it didn't seem like it was that big of a change. The major change was that the thumbs didn't snap as easily. It was much softer on the hands.
Yeah, they were a little more flexible.
Yeah.
Well, the ones during like the Valor versus Venom, that plastic didn't feel the same.
Yeah, no, it didn't. But I didn't notice the difference in weight, and I never noticed the looseness that he just showed with the Stalker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that could just be mine, or I don't have a dozen of these to compare to. Zorana seemed pretty tight. I got her, and she seems pretty good.
Right.
And
I've not gotten any of these new.
And the Zartan felt good too, but also just not the same. It's really hard to exactly explain. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't feel the same. I would say that once I get them in hand, I'd be able to better answer that question. But from what I've seen, because I know I talked to, we'll talk a little bit about it. Delta. Just to answer MCR's question real quick, they fit in G.I. Joe vehicles, no problem. They're the same.
The
size.
originals, not the 4-inch stuff. I mean, these will fit with the original O-ring stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joshua had something up here too, or Hosea. Sorry.
Not as good.
Not as
or
good.
Do they just feel different. I wouldn't say necessarily. You know what I mean? At this point, I haven't really played with them or anything, so I just got them and kind of just have them sitting on their stands. I would say not as good and different, but not like, not the difference between like picking up a Remco figure or a Leonard the Core figure in a G.I. Joe, where those felt different and they felt lighter. Remco especially, Leonard the Core O-rings are similar. They're not as good as a G.I. Joe, but they were serviceable. I'd say they're more like Leonard the Core style, like a level of quality. Yeah, they're not as bad as like a Remco.
I think.
Yeah.
When
you look at their Transformers or any of their other lines they've been doing, the quality of the plastic and where they're cutting corners, it's pretty obvious in the last few years, definitely.
Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified.
Time will tell,
All
too. You know, I know we've got some of these figures, like this Headhunter's got to be what, from 1991 or 2?
Yeah.
I want to say
that makes him what, 30 years old?
Yep.
He feels good, man. And, you know, I don't know if he was sitting in a box, but he feels like this is a great quality figure. Will these feel that good in 30 years? I don't know. You know, it's hard to tell. I forget where I was, though. I was on something. Let's go ahead and just clear the chat, I guess. Yeah, it's a lower quality plastic. It'll crack as soon as you stress it. Yeah, see, I haven't played with it or stressed it or done any of that stuff with it. So, but it just does have a tactile, different feel.
Bjorn collects the Lego minifigures, and there's a lot of knockoffs of those, and you can tell the quality difference in the plastic. That makes sense.
Yeah,
it's probably similar.
But that's what I was going to say. So Delta 17, Ken from Toy Connections, and Steve did. They received their product. You know, they're getting ready to launch, which will happen soon. I've got an announcement coming up, but they did say, you know, my first question to Ken when he got the actual product in hand was, how does it feel? You know, and his response was, they feel good. They feel like original G.I. Joes. They feel great, you know? So that was my first question to him, was how do they feel? You know, I'll be 79. I won't be feeling anything. Jeez. Yeah, I know. I hope to be here.
Yeah, we don't tend to hold up as well as our vintage toys do, unfortunately.
Oh, not at all. But yeah, cool figure. I like Atomic Mike. Definitely interested in getting one. So this is, once again, this was just, I already shared it, but the White Elephant page, you could buy them directly there, which, you know, once again, I don't know if it makes a big difference, but I got to say, buying them directly from the guy who made them probably cuts out a middleman and makes more money for them. So if you want to support them and you want to buy it from them, but I don't think they would be opposed if you bought it from Big Bad Toy Store either. But, you know, just wanted to
this is interesting. I didn't realize some of the convention figures that they did were a lesser grade plastic, or I'd like to know more about that. I don't have a lot of the convention stuff. I have some for the 12-inch guys, but not the smaller guys they did.
The last convention figure I got was the Dreadnoks. I got Zorana and Thrasher from, and that was like the third set they ever did for the convention.
Those were like collectors club versions, or
And how did they feel compared to retail?
I mean, they felt just like the retail that was coming out at the time. It was softer plastic again, but you know, it wasn't.
Okay.
There wasn't a huge, there was not a huge weight difference.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was very slight. You could kind of tell, but not really. And I mean, it really came down to those thumbs, and that, you know, they would have some give and not break so easy.
Overall, I just wanted to say congratulations to the Strike Force Alpha team. Guys, you put out a great product.
Yeah, really.
A 3+ year journey for you. And, you know, quite frankly, anyone who could dream something up, kind of put it all together, make it a reality, and produce a toy has my, you know, my admiration. I think that's a pretty cool effort. Not all of these go as well and come to fruition. So I'm pretty happy for them for that. And if you want to support them, I do like that it's not too late. You didn't miss out, because there may have been exclusives that, you know, we didn't touch on here. But one other thing I wanted to say was that in their post on the Strike Force Alpha, let me go ahead and just pull that up again. They did mention, if we go here, that the day everyone has patiently waited has arrived. Several pallets are in. They're fulfilling orders. We also will be opening up our online store mid-December for anyone to order Strike Force Alpha, including 2 new Wave 2 exclusives. So stay tuned. So even if you go through Big Bad Toy Store, guys, you want to check out the White Elephant page and see what those 2 new exclusives are as that goes live. So
that will be updating either tonight or tomorrow from what they've told us. Now, what I would say is buy one, try it out. Once you get it in hand and check it out, you'll have a better idea if this is a line you want to collect.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say too. Like, there are certain us's, certain people in the toy community that love O-ring. I'm that guy. I love these O-ring figures are my absolute favorite. So this is like amazing to me. I also understand that there are some people that it's not their favorite, and that's what I was going to say.
It's not your bag, baby.
It's not their bag, but the fact that these guys dreamt it, made it, and made it happen just deserves applause anyway. Even if it was a different type of figure, not something that you were going to collect. But yeah, really cool, man. I love it. So Stacks is saying it'd be interesting to see how Super 7 handles O-rings and the material they use. It will be interesting because, while my hopes are not set very high for this, I may be pleasantly surprised. And I'm not, one to say that I was wrong about something,
I don't have good, warm, fuzzy feelings about Super 7 because of some of their past QC issues, but maybe they'll get their act together. We'll see.
You don't know.
I hate Super 7, but
Roll Keeper got your you got your Strike Force Alpha in Roll Keeper. Is that correct? Oh, cool. Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Cool.
So maybe Roll Keeper. Can't decide.
Onion rings, definitely.
O-rings and onion rings. I got it. Hey, and look at this guy right here. I'm not super into O-ring. Get out of town. Let's take a look at that next comment. O-ring's my gig. Oh, man.
That's right.
Love you, brother. Yep, guys, you're right. Not that I don't like Bjorn. I love you, Bjorn. It's fine. O-ring, Austin O-ring. But yeah, what can I say? I'm giddy for them. I know not everyone is, okay. So you're mildly optimistic. Well, I'll join you there, Jeff. And like I said, hope for the best.
Yeah, I didn't try any of their 5 POA stuff. It just didn't do it for me because it's like that was the thing about Joe's as a kid was they had more articulation than the Star Wars guys. So
it's okay.
Yeah,
I'll say this: that won't it be nice to have so much O-ring out there that you could pick and choose what you like and what you don't like?
True.
I mean, I think so, right? I think that would be. So that would be great. And then, I'm just a 118 guy. Never thought about O-ring versus 5 POA versus mod imposability. I love it all. Yeah, same here. I love it all too. But if I had to say,
I gotta say though, one thing that always bugged me as a kid with the Kenner stuff was you put your arm out straight for lightsaber or blaster. It's like no, with the Joes, you could get them in a decent pose. So.
Sure.
I definitely prefer the O-ring design, but
MCR is saying onion rings. I mean, guys.
I
love no. Bjorn's gonna
that's right.
Me. Bjorn, I met you in person. I'm not getting this
Outer Multiverse does bring up a good point. Yeah. A lot of these newer designs, be it Strike Force Alpha or Delta 17, I know they're adding swivel wrists. You can actually get a good rifle holding pose. I don't know about some of the other ones. I would assume they're going to incorporate that as well. I know for sure these two lines definitely have it.
Okay, good.
That's kind of the fun is that you're getting kind of new stuff with it.
I like it. I like that there's options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll never say if they were the only game in town, then it's kind of like a little more. It all hinges on them. So if they don't like it, what did I'm sorry, what did guys say there? We won't know until we get them in hand.
Got to get it.
Bring them on. That's right. Yeah, bring them on.
And I agree with Goji. That one guy is definitely a
that's the guy that pulled me in when I saw him with his forearms and his just outrageous.
And somebody was saying that his attachments will be compatible with the original Micronauts figure.
I did see that on the Strike Force Alpha page. It was in there when I was reading through the blog and enjoying that journey. They did say that they were compatible, so that's really cool. You got to have that swivel arm battle grip, baby.
Swivel arm.
Oh, yeah,
that was the thing in the day, man. That was awesome.
So, speaking of O-ring lines, this might be one that I've mentioned once or twice on the show.
Maybe.
What I like about the no O-ring is the just kept going, and yeah, O-ring line. It's like the original, just kept going. Yeah, you have swivel wrists.
Bjorn has swivel wrists. Robert has hands.
That's right. I've heard this. So yeah, as always, if you want the lowdown on Delta 17, there's no better place to go than Toy Connections. He did one on the heroes. He did one on the villains. He even did one on all the O-ring toy lines coming out. He did a recap on all of them. So best place to go for that would be there. But big news, guys. Here is the big news: is that Delta 17 will be on this show January 7th.
Yeah,
starting the new year off right with some really exciting news, and that's all I could say about it. So read into that.
You're such a tease.
Yeah, January 7th, huge show. Delta 17 will be here live, and I can't wait.
We've talked with Steve, we've talked with Ken. Super guys, very passionate about what they're doing. It's going to be fun to have them on the show and pick their brains about where Delta 17's going. Cool.
That's nice. Cool.
Yeah.
I just discovered Ken's channel like a few weeks ago. I've been enjoying it.
Ted, how are you, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, Ted. Robert, the toy histories he does, you will love those. Some of his back catalog stuff. They're great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Just speaking of, agreed. Fortnite 4-inch action figures articulation are pure perfect. Well, speaking of Fortnite, I was shopping yesterday, and I came up with this guy. I found a Fortnite figure, and I didn't have time to put him into the show. But yeah, this is Sergeant Winter. I found him over at Walmart, and he wasn't in the toy aisle, guys. This was like they have a display in the middle of the Christmas aisle with like stocking stuffers, and this was in one of those cardboard kind of aisle bins. But he's a pretty cool looking figure there. Yeah, Sergeant Winter.
Don't sleep on the 4-inch Jazzwares. They're good articulation. There's great stuff you can get there for customs. So there's some fun ones in that line.
And they could play together. They're not too far off.
Yeah.
They can
I was scrolling through Instagram today when I saw you post that, and I went, I must have that figure. That is an awesome figure.
I like Doggo too. Did you see the Doggo one?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Doggo was another one.
Yes. So good. Big market tease. Yeah.
I agree with Scott. The old the Pharoid and some of those other Micronauts, I'd love to see somebody get that right and bring them back. That was a fun line. They've tried. It hasn't been successful yet. Maybe Hasbro will bring it back at some point. Who knows? Palisades tried.
Yeah. I got a couple of those. Those were good.
Guys, he said, so that's Sergeant Wilhelm. The
beard, man.
It's kind of a self-insert there. Yeah,
that's good.
For some reason, I was attracted to this figure. I really liked him. And then here's Boba Hicks with I heard rumors that Delta 17 people are doing a line based on the 1970s Bruce Dern movie Silent Running.
I like that movie, and the robots in that were cool.
But are you aiming for the most obscure comic reference award? Because you got it, man. That's it.
If you haven't seen Silent Running, it's worth a watch. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Love Boba Hicks. Oh my God, he cracks me up. So we've got this part. This is part 2, guys. It's the 118, my 118 Toy Story, Toy Year 2003 part 2. I know we talked about it last week, and we did part 1. And it's really just some of my pickups throughout the year and things I liked. It's not a top 10 list. It's not the best things. I just kind of was looking through my camera roll, and each month these things were popping up. And I was like, hey, you know what? That was pretty fun. So some of the stuff we might want to revisit. Some of the stuff, maybe, actually all of the stuff I like. So July, this was, the second part here.
I can't see these without hearing the song in my head.
So these got announced and then like released in a very relatively short period. Like I didn't even know about them. And then I just saw that they were like out on Amazon, and I got them the next day. And all I could say is, other than the initial mix up where instead of Sentinels, I got 10-inch Wolverine figures or 12-inch Wolverines. They're fun. I had a good time with these. I don't know what else to say about them. They just were a surprise to me. They popped up. We haven't had figures like this. I know the new show's coming out, so they were like 6 months early because that show's still not even out. I thought it was coming out in the fall.
They pushed it back.
They pushed it back. So I don't know. I know there were some, things that, toys are on the shelf, but the cartoon's not out yet. That might have hurt the line because obviously, you put the show out, everyone's excited, they go buy the toys, so instead these have been sitting there for 6 months now. And for a while they were kind of hard to find. This toy line, though, this is the Marvel Epic Hero series. This is targeted for the kids. And I don't know if the show is necessarily targeted for the kids or not, but these give me a lot of Toy Biz 1990s vibes. This is what I think of when these toys come out. They're cheap, they're plentiful, they're accessible, and
they're inexpensive, but they're built well. I mean, they're not cheap quality. Yeah, I
had fun with them. So here's I set them up. I was having a little fun having them fight off some of these dollar store Karn
Final Faction
crawlers. Yeah, those are Final Faction crawlers. They were a lot of fun.
Those Final Faction be a great stand-in for the Brood if you remember those from the X-Men comics.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. It looks
That's
like a
right. Site. Yeah. And I know these are not the I know there's some people that are I actually saw this thing about them earlier today. There's like a guy petitioning Hasbro to remake the Marvel Universe 3 3/4-inch figures that were from the late 2000s to early teens. And here's what I'll say about those compared to this. They're two different things, first of all. The Marvel Universe figures are not very accessible. I have some, but when I've looked them up, they're pretty expensive on the secondary market. I know, Robert, you have some of them too, right? We've talked about this.
I think I have not every one of them, but I mean a good chunk all the way from beginning to end. The first couple of waves were like, they were okay, but they were clunky. They had a lot of errors. And
their articulation was a little off.
Yeah, they had some that had the arms that would go out, not this far, but they would be like that, and you couldn't bring them down.
No, they were cool. I remember them. I wasn't collecting at the time, so I never picked any of them up, other than a few here or there.
Now the second year and third year, they were banging. They were on top of things, and I think it went. I'm getting ready to do a kind of a feature on all the Marvel Universe years. And I think it was about the 5th year was when they cut the budget. And then even then though, it didn't get that bad. It was just a jarring change, but they were still really good.
Right. And I bought the Marvel Universe version of Galactus, so I have the Marvel Universe Silver Surfer to go with him. And that one's okay, but again, the articulation, it's almost too much articulation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one that was a little clunky in my opinion.
Some of those were so many points that they almost looked like contorted or they'd get loose and not like stand up straight. Like they'd always be like,
I kept my Toy Biz Superhero Showdown Surfer because I didn't like that one.
But one thing I will say is just they're not very accessible because I've looked them up. There's certain characters I've looked for, and they're expensive. They didn't produce quite as much of them. So as far as this goes, I still think they're fun. I think they're fun. They're good enough for me. I like them. If you don't like them, pass on them. They're for kids. But I think they would do a lot better if they added more vehicles and play sets, though. So,
I'm with Man of Action. Do you guys remember a couple years ago at San Diego Comic-Con, they did a package that had Jetfire, had Roadblock, Action Man, ROM. It's like they were geared. Oh, and Mask too. They were geared to do a whole interconnected universe, and it just didn't go anywhere. I'm like, that was a great idea.
Yeah. And Man of Action, this is exactly me. This is kind of why I like these Epic Hero guys, because they they're not exact, but they all kind of fit together. So like I like
Mhm.
having all my 1/18 scale stuff able to play together, like
Yes.
Right.
and I know it's not for everyone, but hey, I was pleasantly surprised. I like them. Are there things I could change? Are there critiques on them? Of course. Go ahead, critique them. You know what I mean? But for right now, I could walk down the toy aisle shelf and without expecting to, go look for this toy, I just see it on the shelf and buy it for $10 and have like a
Mhm.
little fun toy to play with. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And
Accessibility is a big part of
one
having
thing I
a
will
great,
say
a
is,
line you
yeah,
like.
it just was weird because they did that Marvel Retro line the year before, and then they
Yeah.
transitioned into these, and those were like 5 POA, but the designs were on point. The card art and the designs were spectacular on those. And then they come out with these, which are more the kid focused. If they did those design choices with this amount of articulation, maybe a little more, maybe a little something on the waist. They don't have waist articulation, maybe some swivel wrists, just a
Mhm.
couple more points without getting, raising the cost. They would have a dynamite toy line on their hands because that Loki, it's 5
Yeah.
POA, but I just love the style of him. He looks so
That's
cool.
the only version of the 70s Falcon they've put out is in that Marvel
That is
Legends,
right.
and it was like that was a cool design, but it doesn't have enough articulation to put him in a good, pose. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'll pass. But there was
So
potential.
July was a fun month. I liked it. August. What did I get up to in August? Oh, I got into LOL Surprise, guys. LOL Surprise, just so you know. 1/18 scale, forget about it. Once I got into LOL Surprise, they've got surprises. You just keep opening the packages. You get little cups and little brushes and things like that. It's so much more fun than action figures.
Of
No,
course.
that's not true. No, I got up to this because I saw that this little clubhouse is made out of what looked like shipping containers.
Mhm.
And if you guys saw my Instagram post last week, so I went ahead and bought this because it was on clearance at it's LOL or nothing. MCR.
Yeah.
Having the figures as retail has a certain, yeah.
Yeah, we
So-
now that we always have that lens of will it 118 when you see something
Yeah.
on the shelf. It's like, is it compatible? Can I tinker with it? Can I make a custom with this? These are fun.
That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking. And I was thinking about repainting them. You've got Danger on the Docks. You know what I mean? You got shipping
Mhm.
containers. There's stuff. But then I noticed that, with these garish colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. This would be a cool Joker hangout for my Spin Master Joker. And if you see,
Ooh.
there's some 1/18 scale. These are the accessories that came with it, and they actually work for 1/18 very well. So for $35, I think this was a good purchase. There's Joker calling out the shots, and I just set
Nice.
up this little thing, and
I like the
had a lot
arcade
of fun.
pieces.
Yeah, they're really not bad, but I really did want to repaint it. And then I decided instead of repainting it, I could just use it like this. MCR repaint. He did a repaint of his. Oh, cool.
Do you have pictures of those up somewhere? If you're on Instagram or whatever, let us know. I'd
Yeah,
like to see
I
that.
would love to see them. Because, like I said, I had a good time with it. But then I was like, I went back to see if they had any more, and Walmart was out of them. And then I looked online, and I couldn't find them either.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was over at Goodwill last week, and I found 2 of them for $5
Indeed.
each.
Wow.
One of them is missing a
That's a great deal.
door. So these are great for repainting. It's a heavy set and it's big, you could tell with the scale of the action figures.
Yeah.
It's a 2
And if you have an older GI Joe base, you could use these to augment that.
Yeah.
Add them to the
So
sides
check
or
your
whatever.
Goodwills because people got these for Christmas, I guess, and they're just too damn big, and parents are just donating them. Because look at this thing. That's great. Two sets for $5 each. I couldn't believe it. I picked those up and I was like, yes, because now I
You
can
paint
repaint.
those bad boys up in OD green, they'll go
Yeah.
great with your military stuff.
So yeah, that's really cool. What is Man of Action saying? That stuff has possibilities. Get some spray foam in a can, sprayed on. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love everything you just
Good
wrote
idea.
there. That's awesome. Yeah. Nice find. Yeah, that was, man. And I was just on my lunch break and not really planning on buying anything. But when I saw them, I was just like, I have to.
We'll put MCR in the community corner in one of the future episodes. We'll check that out.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'd love to see that, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Salts, what's happening, man?
You need a better Goodwill.
He can make a 3 3/4 inch Adventure Team headquarters. Wow, that's a really good idea. Ian Sweeney painted silver, burnt yellow would be a good post-apocalyptic base. Yeah, that's right. I think the possibilities are endless. Those types of shipping containers go with so many things, you know?
I'm excited for the Marauders Vietnam era figures because those are going to be great for doing Adventure Team customs. I know Bjorn is working on that. And all these cool accessories we're finding be fun things to put together.
Yeah. So that was August. So I was pleasantly surprised. That was a direction I didn't think I was going in, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So then September came around, and we went way old school 1/18 scale, and I got these Panache Place Voltron figures. And this is one that I can thank my brother for. He found this lot on Facebook Marketplace for pennies compared to what it goes for.
I was going to say, to find the coffin ships and the figures in this good a condition, that's a great find.
Yeah, and I think I showed it on one of the streams. One of the ships actually still lights up. It had batteries in it. It still lit up. So it's pretty wild that the batteries are still good. But I did pick up the Panache Place Voltron set, the Lion set. I don't have the drivers. I have the Lions, and I picked that up, and that's something I've wanted.
Actually, they're pilots. They're not drivers. Actually,
sorry. But I've always wanted them, and that was one of those things back in the day where we didn't have the internet. And I remember this friend describing those Lions that you could put the figures into, and still assemble and make Voltron. I know that the reality of the toy is not quite as good as like the way my friend described it to me. But I've always wanted one. So when I had the opportunity to get one a couple of years ago, I did. And I've been slowly working and building this collection. So when he saw that lot and he said, "Are you interested in these?" I said, "Hell yeah." And I got them.
I forgot about these. Jimmy mentioned the keychain figures that they put out.
Yes.
Those, you can get the keychain part off and have a man of action in 3 3/4. I need to look for those. Those got past my radar.
I was gonna mention I used to carry one of those around with me everywhere for a long time, and I would just stay, put it. Can I do something with this?
And so eventually, I would love to put together a full Panache Place 3 3/4 Voltron set. There's a couple of vehicles. I got the tank. I don't think I have a picture of it, but I did find one. And eventually, that castle, because the
castle was really hard to find, even when they were new.
Yeah, they were.
Who snuck freaking GoBots into my my
GoBots?
This is the 1/8 team. How'd this get in here? I got them in the same lot. It was the Transformers and these, and my brother just sent them all to me, so I slipped this in here by accident. But yeah, I got some Transformers.
The little UFO guy, he was a GoBot? I thought he was a Transformer.
No, I'm sorry. These are Transformers on the left and the GoBot on the right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's the first guy I saw. But yeah. Oh well. They're part of the 1/18 scale now. Say what you will about the Panache Place. They do make a great Congo line. Yeah. They are. I mean, what they lack in articulation, they make up for in fun. Anyway, these are the guys, and
Bjorn,
just a couple pictures.
Call me, buddy. DM me. We'll work something out. I forget Bjorn works at a toy store, so he gets all kinds of cool stuff that comes in. So I'll have to get with him.
October was a great month because this is the month I got Joy Toy. And that was a great show. And these come courtesy of Mr. Jim Largo. So thank you again, Jim, for these. That was a really fun month. These are great. My first Joy Toy experience. And I ordered some more over on Hella Dope. They got the World War II guys coming out. So
that's right. Did you actually experience joy when you pulled them out of the package?
I really did. I really like these. These are great. So this made my month. October was a great month. Totally got introduced into a new 118 scale line and really like them. Here are the modern soldiers. Here are the post-apoc. Oh no, these are the doggos, the post-apocalyptic kind of guys, right? And then the jetpack mech dudes. Awesome.
Right. So they do modern military, they do sci-fi, futuristic, post-apocalyptic. Now they're doing Warhammer. They're doing all kinds of great stuff at Joy Toy.
Yep. And then Salzburg, the tank is the go by. Yeah, I know.
Gotcha.
Conga, yes. In space, no one could hear you. Cha cha cha. I'm sorry. Did you guys already say that? All right.
Yep.
I
but it bears repeating.
Yeah, I totally missed it. I'm sorry. I was looking at something else.
They can't limbo. They don't have the articulation. But.
No, they can't. But yeah, a lot of
I
fun.
agree with Epic Badger though. Every toy line has to have a doggo. So Joy Toy has the doggos, and right off the gate, Delta 17 Leonidas comes with a doggo. So that's a win.
What's this? MCR. Nice to know you're Sentinel Droid 86.
Ah, yeah. Sometimes we don't put them together.
You've been unmasked, sir.
That's right. Everybody has so many different call signs.
Yeah, the Warhammer Joy Toy are fantastic. I didn't know anything about Warhammer, and I'm hooked. They really are. And you know,
they're doing the Space Marines with the motorcycles. I'd love to get those, but it's like
infinite dollars. Oof. November, guys. This is recent because it just happened. So yeah, I got the Transformers thing, the Soundwave Thunder Machine. I like it. It's goofy. I know it's got
it's fun.
Everyone's got opinions. I like it. I think it's a good time. I had a lot of fun opening that and torturing you guys with my transformation of it. I think it took like an hour. But yeah, we had some fun. That was a good time. And
Bjorn
then
wants a tiger.
December. And I can't say that was last week. My brother sent me the surprise Rancor. Nothing like a surprise Rancor to make your day or your month or your year. Just fantastic. So that rounds out my 118 scale year. I had a great year. What are some of the favorite things?
Shout out to your brother for coming up with some awesome finds in his searches.
I got to tell you, his area, if you look at Facebook Marketplace, like you could change your zip code and look at a certain area. So I changed mine to his zip code. Dozens of toy posts. They're just too many to even keep track of. He lives in a very densely populated area.
Yeah, I was going to say Northeast. Yeah, in the Northeast, there's a lot of estate sales and stuff where you can find a lot of vintage and good stuff that we just don't get in some other areas of the world.
Yeah, and in Florida, it's just seriously, there's like nothing. I search for toys, nothing good. I don't know. How's it by you, Robert? You got a good toy community?
I live in toy hell.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like a couple of collectors around me, but it's like they tend to snatch up things before I even see it.
Rancor surprise is my favorite holiday dessert.
Tastes like chicken or Ewok. I don't know.
So yeah. So what are some of your favorite 118 scale finds of the year? Robert, do you have any cool pickups?
Let me.
Jeff's got a good point. If you look at Hobby Lobby, some of their figures are compatible with 118 if you want animal companions. That's a good find.
Jeff, that's a really good tip. That's at Hobby Lobby. Yeah, because does it 118? We are always asking that question, and I love it. Going to a store like that. So, Robert, what do you got?
Well, I believe you saw this on Instagram. Oh, and I'm
yes.
I'm filling in some gaps of my 50th anniversary collection.
Oh,
I love those Steel Brigade guys.
How did you get a good deal on them, or did you have to
I got a really good deal on both of these from
because they could be pretty pricey.
Friend of a friend kind of hooked me up, and I was just like, yes, I want to fill in these gaps. So I do have a Steel Brigade and Iron Grenadier from the Pursuit of Cobra, but I was like, it was such a good deal. I was like, let's get another one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salzburg brings up Schleich. Schleich is a good company for doing animal companions. They're not always, the scale is kind of iffy. You really have to get it in hand. You can't trust what you see online, but some of them, the detail's really good and the price is pretty good too. I have a couple of the Schleich that I like. Yeah.
So this isn't an acquisition, but it's something I found that I meant to do and I didn't finish. But it's my Fun School.
That's right. I saw the things on that.
Yeah. So I was planning to take these police stickers off. I'm going to paint this. I got to find a blue to match.
Are you sure you want to do that though? I think those are pretty pricey. Is that the Super
I know.
Cop one, or is that the
Super Cop one? Yeah, but I want to make it into a Cobra.
I know, but you could probably pick up a. I'm just saying, like I got a Vamp shell here that I picked up for real cheap. You could probably pick one of these up and repaint it. That Super Cop stuff is expensive. I don't know enough about it, but I know like Ken from Toy Connections bought a carded Super Cop at Joe Fest, and he spent
super spendy
on it.
Yeah,
you might want to check. Just check.
I might check that then. Yeah.
One of these days, because you can find these old Vamps pretty inexpensive. I'm thinking Megaforce. Gaz kind of inspired me. I'm thinking some Megaforce colors.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying that is cool, Robert, but I'm just, because that's unique. I don't know if you could get that Super Cop ever, but these are common. So,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got a good point.
I mean,
yeah, you're making me rethink things.
Do what you want. It's your toy. But
I'm just saying. Or this.
Oh,
yeah.
See that? That is nice. Yeah. That's the Sky Raven?
Yeah. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up. The chrome here.
Okay.
I got it for $5.
Whoa.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, but nice the chrome here is really messed up.
Okay.
But Chad gave me an idea for a chrome pin on this, and I got to clean it up. I have the other stabilizer, but I took it off so I could clean it.
So Jeff Moore is saying you can buy Fun School Jeeps new, but can you buy that police Jeep new? That's the
I know
one.
they do.
I know that
they do a racing one, a fire
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could pull it up real quick. They have a whole bunch of them. And I think I just saw on one of the sites, the G.I. Joe sites, they're releasing an orange one.
Orange one?
Cool. Yeah.
That'd be good for Adventure Team.
Cool. Because I know on the Fun School Jeeps, you can pick them up, and I've told people if they're under 20 to go ahead and buy them, because some people will list them for like 40 or 50.
Yeah, that's too much.
Okay, so this is the Fun School Jeep, but it's different than that one that Robert has. Let me show this to you so you could so we can get this.
Ian wants a T-shirt. Ian? We should put that on our Redbubble.
You should.
So look, here's the police Jeep package, but this is like not the same as the one you have there, is it?
No, that's not.
That one has a siren on top. I haven't seen that one.
No, I've not seen that.
See, I think yours is older, and it's the real Super Cop one. Like this is the recent. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the recent. So Fun School Jeep. Let's see. Like, see, there's the Super Cop helicopter.
Right. Yeah.
There's the Super Cop figure. You can see how much that is. Jeez.
I got the helicopter.
Oh, Bjorn says he has those.
You have that helicopter?
Yep, it's right here.
No. I think he's talking about the Fun School Jeeps. Please clarify, Bjorn, because I'd like to see some pictures of those if you have them.
Yeah, they have the Fun School Jeeps are easy to get. You could find them on eBay, but see, there's the red one. Am I still showing this?
I'm seeing the blue one still.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got you. I was on a different tab, but the red one, the green one, the Giggles Army Jeep, and the police one, but it's different than the one that Robert just showed. It's like the newest one. I'm just saying, like, it's like give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. The main difference I've seen with those is it's the same body, but the colors are different. And instead of having the weapon on the back, they'll usually have like a spare tire or some other non-weaponry accessory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I took it off.
Yeah, there's definitely some fun custom possibilities with these, and there's been people who have done, put windshields in them and done all kinds of cool color customs. So Yeah, these still have a lot of potential. These and the what was their dune buggy? The
Ostriker.
Ostriker.
Yeah.
In some ways, the Ostriker is a better vehicle just because you can have more Joes hanging off of it. This one's
Right.
only a 2-seater, but I like this design. It's a classic. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Huh.
This is the Fun School Jeep that I purchased within the last couple of years. You see the color? It's a dark blue. It's got the same sticker scheme.
You got the dark blue one. Oh,
Roberts is like a
I have the
baby
light
blue.
blue.
His
think-
is the
yeah, I-
Super Cop. His is the
Oh.
original.
Yeah.
This is the
I
one
think
that
that
you
one's
can
more
pick up-
rare that Robert has. Yeah.
Yes, this
I didn't
is
realize
the
it was rare.
commonplace one. This is the common one that you could buy
Okay.
on eBay and everything, along with the,
The
red one
person-
and the green one. This
Yeah,
is the
you
new
might
Fun
check
School
with
Police one.
Zazel, who does Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse, because they did a Super Cop version of Sergeant Slaughter that went with that
I have it,
particular.
yeah.
Okay, those are
So-
getting pretty rare.
Robert, you
Really?
could pick these up for under $20.
Uh-huh.
The red, the blue, or whatnot for your custom. I think that Super Cop one you have is worth something. I don't know,
Okay.
for sure, but
Thanks for the heads up on that.
yeah, it could be. It could be. But I think that clears it all up, right? We know
Yeah.
what's what now. Okay.
Oh, well, one more thing. I thought I had lost these, and I'll just give you a little preview, but
Nice. Okay, we were just talking about this last night, right, Largo?
Yep.
We were just-
You can never have too many of the TARDIS. I have
Yep.
several of those in that 5-inch scale. They're a little bigger. Yeah, they're kind of in that in between.
I thought the 1/18 scale Doctor Who's were in a box that was, I'll just say, stolen by someone who sold them in
Acquired.
yeah, well, she sold them in a garage sale.
Ouch.
But along with a lot of my DC figures, but then I found it the other day and I was very happy.
Cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
I have a 118 TARDIS and a 118 Doctor I'm going to be sending to Will because they go more with his collection since I've got the 5-inch ones. But I like that one. It's
That's awesome.
it's a fun desk toy. Yeah.
I know
yeah.
you don't have much 1/18 scale, Largo, but do you have any cool pickups this year other than you got your Vamp, which was cool, and
I
a couple of your
did.
figures.
Oh, I got this guy.
Oh.
I think I've shown him.
Oh,
I can't
that's right.
remember. I got Ralph
Oh,
Mhm.
nice. Yeah, love that.
and I got Bill, the FBI agent. There's a company that's remaking these based on the Mego molds from their last year before bankruptcy, before they came back. This guy actually came with my 1/6 scale Joe.
Yeah, I love
That's
him.
the pygmy gorilla, but he works better as a 1/18 scale fella.
Yeah.
He hangs out with Lady J now. They're a couple.
That's great.
I've been focusing more on the 1/6 scale Joes this year. So that's kind of been my thing. But now that the O-ring Renaissance is going to be hitting our hot little hands, I might be getting back into those. Yes, I agree with
Sure.
Kaz.
Can't
gotta
have
have
too
them.
many. And this is one that I haven't seen, but yeah, Bill and Ted telephone booth in 1/18 scale would be.
Oh, that
dynamite.
would be cool.
Really cool.
Who made that? Somebody made it, but it was in a larger scale. I can't remember. the
Scott
company.
needs a TARDIS so
Allison?
he can store more stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
we could
really,
use that infinite room.
Yeah, you could just kind of open up a storage company. TARDIS storage.
I've heard it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah. All right. Well, and then just for 1/18 scale, I do have the pre-order up, and these should be going out pretty soon. But you could always you could get these Joy Toy World War II figures over at hellotoys.com right now.
Mhm.
Only $19.99. Very cool. And with that, that is all I got. So thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions? If you do, go ahead and ask. I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, we'll wind it down and wrap up the show. So what do we got going on?
Goji says he wanted to go back and tell his younger self using a TARDIS, don't sell his Clash of the Titans toy.
Oh, those are nice. If they redid something, and they redid all of those, I would be so down for all of them.
I loved going to Glasgow. We lived in Sandbank, which is a little town, wasn't too far away. We'd go to Glasgow to do shopping when I was a kid, and they have they had, the Palatoy stuff and a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, and there is at least one real original police box still standing in the UK that you can go take pictures of.
All right. All right, guys. Well, that was fun. Robert, thank you so much. Robert, what do you have going on over on your channel? Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm going to do a video on restoring that Sky Raven.
Thank you, Justin. I would love to see that. That Sky Raven's going to be a great video.
And then I'll have a feature on this pretty soon too.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
I'm teasing, but yeah. No,
Josiah has a good question. What was Robert's Infinite Realms? Well, I'll tell you. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us, Robert?
Well, at the time, originally Infinite Realms was my comic shop from way back in the day. That
very cool.
The business just wasn't there though, because it's the nature of where I live. The big part of it was there was a call center that basically fed my business, and then that shut down. So then that kind of caved my business in. But when I started out the channel, I was just rebuilding my Marvel Legends collection, and I just wanted to really chronicle it. And I was like trying to come up, what do I call my channel? And she goes, "You got the best name in the." My wife goes, "You got the best name in the world, Infinite Realms." I went, "Cool, yeah, that's right." And then I found out later there was a Kickstarter going on for a company that was basically doing it was kind of like a map you could project onto a table for D&D. And they called it Infinite Realms, so that's why I put my name in the front of it, because that way differentiates.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to those videos coming up. I really look forward to that. Like I said, that Sky Raven is beautiful. MCR, thank you. Happy holidays to you and yours.
Hey, happy holidays.
Yeah, thank you. Send me that picture of the container. I'd love to see it. So yeah, with that, guys, Jim, we do have something coming up tomorrow, right?
We do. Our underwater basket weaving extraordinaire. No, I'm kidding. Ken from Toy Connections will be giving us his infinite playlist, and that is going to be fun.
Yeah.
That was for those of you who are into vintage swag. I recently did a video on Captain Action, his history. So check that out.
Yeah. And
I love that video, by the way.
Yeah. Thanks. As always, there is a link to Jim's channel below in the description. There is also a link to Robert's channel, as well as everything else we talked about today, and a link to Toy Connections, so you can set a reminder for tomorrow. So thank you so much, guys. It was awesome seeing you. Everyone else, thank you so much for participating in the chat. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.